Hey, so I'm about to move from Ontario to British Columbia, specifically Vancouver. So I'm just packing up all my stuff and cleaning up. So I don't have time to make a programming video, but I had a moment, packing up can make you a little philosophical and stuff. So I had a moment where I thought, you know what, I should share a little story um, that just made me pretty happy. So I write this SVG library with Clojure, and one of the things I use it for is making PDF quilt patterns that my mom designs and sells on a website of hers. And someone bought one recently, and they used it to actually produce the quilt, which is of course expected, but she had shared it on Instagram and it looked exactly like my mom's original, and she used the PDF that I had created, and it was just really awesome to see my programming effort resulting in a physical object in the real world. It made me, and my mom for that matter, really happy. It was so fun to see the effort of that come to fruition in some way. And I shared this story, it's just a simple little story. It just made me really happy and reminds me that that is really what I love about the space I'm trying to work in with Clojure and my SVG library and 3D modeling with code. I really love the idea of using a powerful tool like a computer with powerful, flexible languages like Clojure, for example, to affect the real world in some way. And in my case, I'm talking about making objects and sharing process ideas that someone can take and actually produce a thing. Quilts are obviously in a creative space, but 3D modeling is used all the time to make machines and other tools and things like that. And I just think it's so cool to be able to use digital code to communicate ideas that other people can take to produce a real thing. Now, in my case, I also do the building sometimes, and just really love that. And that ties into, I think, a little bit the idea of abstractions. And I've heard the phrase abstractions are leaky or can be leaky, and I actually start to think about that a little bit differently, especially when it comes to sharing something like a PDF of instructions that is generated from code. The abstractions kind of hide certain details and complexity, but instead of the complexity leaking through, I kind of think it makes sense to think of it as abstractions being sort of filters where you have these general ideas, this general intent, for example, making a quilt pattern that other people can use to make a physical quilt. And you abstract the process you've taken into words, and those words get taken through currently my code to make diagrams. Those diagrams are processed in some way by a computer to output a human readable instruction set, and then some user takes that and produces an object. And the filters for abstractions are just there to capture the necessary level of detail to adequately convey some kind of meaning. So I look at the code to generate diagrams, but my mom doesn't do that. She looks at the diagrams directly. There's some abstraction there, but it's not that things leaked away. It's that there's a certain filtering process that happens there. And I think the power of that filtering is where it lets you as an individual think about things as abstractly or as concretely as you might need them to be. Anyway, that's a little bit of a tangent from the original story. I just wanted to share a few of those ideas popping around in my head while I'm cleaning up and getting ready to move. I guess I just want to finish this short little video by asking, feel free to answer this in the comments, what kind of stuff do you like to use code for. What thoughts do you have related to what I'm talking about here? Are there concepts I'm missing? You know, I'm just really curious what people have to say and think about this stuff, and you know, even what kinds of stories do you have working with, well, Clojure in particular, but if not Clojure, just any programming language that you're really proud of, that you're really happy to share. I'd love to see what people have to say. Yeah, so that's a little story. I'm really happy with how that all turned out, and I'm really hoping my move goes smoothly. I think it'll be fine, but enough of me yammering. I hope that you all have a good day, and I will see you in the next video.